Passport Mommy with Michelle Jerson. Motherhood is both amazing and difficult at the same time. The Passport Mommy, Michelle Jerson, is here to share in your journey.
It's amazing. It really is, just watching them grow and see how much change and how much they learn just without the filters around them.
Joining you on your greatest adventure, here's Michelle Jerson, the Passport Mommy.
Welcome to the show. I'm Michelle Jerson, the Passport Mommy. A couple of weeks ago, I was at the Jacob Javits Center for the 2020 Toy Association's Toy Fair, and I'm proud to bring you some of the interviews today that I did with some of the magnificent brands that were showcased at the event. I am here at the 2020 Toy Fair, and I've just been having such a great time today meeting all kinds of wonderful brands, and I'm thrilled that I was introduced to Brian Turtle from Endless Games. Brian, you are the National Sales Manager for Endless Games. Now tell me, you've been here for 24 years.
I have. I've been here for 24 years. Our first time here at Toy Fair was 1997 when my friends and I here at Endless Games, actually, we started the company behind a game we created in college called The 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. So that's what started the company 24 years ago. And since then, we've done a lot of TV game shows as home versions. We've done The Price is Right and Password and The Family Feud and all these great TV game show games. We've done a lot of great family games and party games like our famous Name 5 game. And now we're here 24 years later. I'm showing some brand new cool stuff for kids, for adults, for families, for everyone. And we're big believers in the power of board games to connect people. I think that in our digital age, a lot of times technology kind of compromises our human interactions with one another. And board games and card games and puzzles are a great way to unplug and unwind, spend time with your friends, your family, and not just get caught up in texts and emails and, what have you online and everything else. So board games are fun in that regard.
Exactly. When I walked in here and I first saw Card Sharks, I said, oh my gosh, that brought me back immediately.
That's right.
And it made me think, yes, what am I doing? I have a 3-year-old and a 9-month-old. My 3-year-old needs to get off the TV, and we need to start playing board games.
I can appreciate everything you're saying. And when I think about Card Sharks, I remember in the 80s, there was the original game show Card Sharks growing up. And now it's actually back on TV. It's on the summer game show block on ABC Networks. And the new host for Card Sharks is Joel McHale. People may know him from the TV show Community, and he used to be the host of Talk Soup. So he's got a very edgy demeanor about him when he hosts the Card Sharks TV game show that we really try to fully encapsulate and put into a box for you and your friends and your family to open up and play at home, just like you would on the TV game show.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So what other games are new this year?
Another one that's new that would almost make me sound hypocritical, but it won't, because I'll get around to why it doesn't. It's a game called Camera Roll, and I know folks out there who can't see what Michelle's seeing right now. I'm showing the box for Camera Roll that shows a cell phone right on the package. Okay? So the thing of the game is, though, is it does use a digital element. It does use your phone, but it uses an element of your phone that's very human and very personal, and that's your photo library. So it's a game where you draw a card, and the card will say something like a Halloween costume, or a great time, or a big mistake, or whatever's on the card. Then every player has 60 seconds to go through his or her own photo library to find a picture from their own library that best represents what's on the card. Okay, so why I say that in this case, the digital device does not compromise the human interaction of the game, it's because it actually enhances it. Because most times the 20,000 pictures I have on my phone live in my pocket and never really see the light of day. So thanks to Camera Roll, I have a chance to show off a photo that I may have taken 6 months ago that I've even forgotten about. And then it brings up, why did I take that photo? Here's a story. So we get to know each other by playing these games. In fact, not just Camera Roll, but the best games here at Endless Games are the ones that do go anecdotal, where you get off the path of the board game and you put aside who the winner is and the loser for a little while, and it leads to stories from your life.
Right.
Like our Name 5 game, I remember one time we were playing and it turned into Name 5 songs by the band Pearl Jam, right? So then that turned into me telling the story of the night when my wife and I got to go backstage with Pearl Jam.
Right.
And it got anecdotal, and all of a sudden we learned more about our friends and our family. So whether it's Camera Roll or whether it's Name 5 or whether it's Card Sharks, a lot of times board games, it's all about the journey and not necessarily about the destination.
I agree. And I do like this camera roll game because, like you said, the photos just sit there. And even my daughter, she loves to grab my phone all the time, but she says, I want to look through pictures.
That's right.
And so to
Same
be
here.
able to,
That's exactly. And I've got two daughters as well. Mine are ages 10 and 12.
Okay.
And this game, as you can tell by the packaging, it actually is very geared toward those teen and tween girls who actually probably spend more time on their phones than I wouldn't always want them to.
Right.
But this is a way, again, to have them share their moments in their life that were special to them, special enough for them to have taken the photo in the first place.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so it's like, we know that we're not going to get them off the phone 100% of the time, but at least in this way, the phone is being used for something other than just making more TikTok videos.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. So I'm looking around. So what are some of these? You have some really classic games here too, and some puzzles.
Sure. We do the great word game classic Password, which was the original word association game, which was sort of the grandfather to games like Taboo or the $25,000 Pyramid. In Password, I have the secret password, and I have to get you to guess what that word is by giving you one-word clues. Okay, so that's a great little slice of nostalgia that we have in our line. We also have one that's one of our best sellers is our game The Floor is Lava.
Okay.
And that is a game that really everyone has played. I used to do it as a kid I'd take all the couch cushions off the furniture and the pillows and everything else, and I'd go from the living room to the dining room to the kitchen without ever touching the carpet because the floor was lava.
Right.
So now what we do in our home version is we spare you the furniture, and we hope that we save a few broken bones or things like that by we give you 25 foam mats so that you spread those all around the floor, and then the game basically takes on a gameplay much sort of like musical chairs meets Twister, in that you spin the spinner and that tells you which color mat to go to next. So everybody hops from one mat to the next until they arrive at the safe color, and then you remove one mat after every spin of the spinner. So they become fewer and fewer, and eventually everybody winds up in the lava, and the last player standing wins the game. So that's The Floor is Lava.
Oh, that's great.
And another one that's actually not necessarily a companion piece, but another great kids game we do at ages a little higher up than The Floor is Lava is our sleepover party game. And again, you can sort of sense that my two daughters may influence some of what we do here at Endless Games. The sleepover party game is a great way for young girls, young boys, whatever, when they get together at sleepover parties and they do different stunts and activities and performances. So we built the framework of a game around it where the game comes with a spinner and 3 categories. You've got work it, act it, and party. You spin the spinner, you draw the card based on your category. If you draw a work it card, these are physical challenges. So it might say, pick up a pencil off the floor using your toes, or move a cookie from your forehead to your mouth without using your hands. All right, those would be work it examples. Then if you if you land on act it, these are your performance-based categories. It may say, sing happy birthday to the player to your left. Sing happy birthday to the player on your left like an opera singer.
Right.
Okay? Or you may have one that's party. These are all play, and that's pair off and do a wheelbarrow race across the room or something to that effect. Great. So building the framework of a game around things the kids are already doing is a cool way to keep things familiar, but give them a sense of competition and some playability and things like that.
Exactly. So I have to ask, you said you started your first game in college.
Yeah.
How did you, it's amazing what you have built since then.
Yeah, true.
Empire here
Yeah,
that's surrounding me.
I wouldn't say empire, but thank you.
But it's really
It's been 24 years of growth, and it's an up and down world, and the toy industry is no different. And we've had some lean years, and we've had some fat years, and thankfully the leans weren't too lean to put us out all the way, but we've learned to find another notch on our belt to tie things in a little tighter and move on, and sometimes when sales are well and we can have a bigger Christmas party at the end of the year, those are fun too. It's been a wild ride, and it's been up and down, and thankfully we're still here 24 years later because businesses come and go, and we've managed to be a small company company to maybe fly under the radar a little bit. Like, folks may know our games, but they might not know Endless Games.
Right.
You know, so I would actually ask that your listeners check us out at endlessgames.com or follow us on social media so they can learn a little bit more about our products and what we do and what we're about.
Sure. Now, if somebody, just quick, because we have about 2 minutes left. If somebody's thinking, I have this dream, I want to, get it, whether it's starting a game or anything. I mean, how did you first get started?
I fell absolutely backwards into it. It was a night in college watching Footloose. And it led to this whole game, the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, where we started connecting actors from movies back to Kevin Bacon.
Right.
And then that got us on a couple of other morning radio shows. It was sort of like, not a gimmick, but it was just a word of mouth type of a game. And then we developed a board game, and we shopped it around, and this was back before the internet.
Right.
Nowadays it's actually easier. You can look up game companies, and you can find the people who are in product development and submit ideas.
Yeah.
So you can look up companies here at the Toy Fair. A lot of times new inventors go on Kickstarter to develop products.
Right.
So there's a lot of great ways. Heck, they can email Endless Games, and I'm always happy to look at new product as well.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Sure.
So again, tell everybody the website.
It's www.endlessgames.com. I don't know why I still do the www. Endlessgames.com. That'll get you there. We are also on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We have a YouTube channel. So we're trying to get ourselves in front of as many people as we can in all those channels. So come check us out.
Yeah, I would love to check you out. Brian Turtle, thank you so much again for joining me today. I mean, this was so much fun. I'm picking up a few of these games after we leave here because you know what? This is also good date night, especially when you have little ones and you can't go out.
It's true.
This is a perfect date night for in the house.
You're absolutely right. Perfect.
All
Well, great talking to you, Michelle. Thank you.
You too. You're listening to Passport Mommy. More coming up in a few.
Motherhood is a journey. Joining you on your greatest adventure, here's Michelle Jerson, the Passport Mommy.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Michelle Jerson, the Passport Mommy, and we are here at the 2020 Toy Fair at the Jacob Javits Center, and I'm thrilled to have in front of me Beth Bonovich. She's with Party Animal. Beth, your booth looks so much fun. Tell me, what is Party Animal?
So Party Animal is a licensed sports entertainment company. We provide general merchandise and novelty items. And we actually started out about 30 years ago as a party supply store. We did signs, happy birthday signs for weddings, that sort of thing. They started getting requests to do licensed sports type product like NFL, and that evolved into obtaining an NFL license, and we have grown from there. So now we started out with flags and banners, and now we're getting into, we have the toys, we have Teeny Mates, which are a very respected and highly collectible figure for children.
So cute.
Yes,
so
yes.
And you'll tell me about
and they love to play with, games with them, like to pretend they're playing football games, soccer, baseball. So they're collecting all the teams, and then they try to get a puzzle to put together as well, which is a double-sided puzzle. So there's a little interaction there with putting the puzzle together, that the parent can help them collect the puzzle pieces and the figures.
Okay, so tell me, what are some of these other products that we're looking at?
Okay, so we also have our Squeezy Mates. Our Squeezy Mates are great fun for the kids because they are based on the slow foam material that the kids love to squish, and they're based on the old style stress ball. So those are a lot of fun for the children collecting. We have them in blind bags as well, so they're another collector and chase figure. They come with a carabiner, which attaches to their backpack or their coat, so the kids love to sport their favorite team. Or now we're going to be having DC and Scooby-Doo as well, so those are going to be really fun products for them to collect.
Very cute. Okay, let's see. So what else do we have here?
So these are Big Shot Ballers. These are a brand new item we came out with this past year. They look just like the NFL football star that they're made to be. So you have Aaron Rodgers, looks just like Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes. We can't keep Patrick in stock. They love him. Everybody loves him. But they're posable figures. Again, they're a collector item, but they're also fun for the kids because of the likeness, and it's just like their favorite star.
Yeah.
So we have those, and we're coming out with baseball this year as a takeoff on the NFL line.
Terrific.
So we also have our electronic ride-on car. You can operate it by remote, so the parent can drive it for the child if they're not quite big enough to reach the pedal or learn how to steer.
Right.
So they're not going to, run into the wall in the house or whatnot or into a bush. Yes, the parent can work the remote as well as the child can operate it themselves. When they're big enough, it has a seatbelt in there even, so it's safe. The lights flash, music plays, the doors are fully functional. It even has a trunk in the back to hold their little stuffed animal or their sippy cup.
That is amazing.
Yes.
So
it's a wonderful
music and a real horn inside.
Yes. It's great fun for the adult and the child alike.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
We'll have fun with that.
Exactly. What a great gift. Okay, so tell me again, how did you go from selling little party to this huge?
So so the current owner, CEO Brian Cantrell. He has taken over the company from his father, Jim, who started the business with his wife, Phyllis. And they started out doing party signs and locally, and they started doing toy fairs and shows nationally. And they started getting requests to do NFL signs, and of course they then had to look into the licensing, and it just grew from there. From NFL they went to MLB, and then the NHL and NCAA. So it's now we're into MLS, so we represent all of the leagues. We've had WWE. So it got into that, and it just grew from the signs into the flags. So it was kind of a natural progression from signs to flags to we've had kites, and then we have the toy line, which are Teeny Mates, which is the 1-inch collectible figure I mentioned earlier. Right. Those have been around for 9 years, and they're still holding strong. They're our number one blind bag seller, and the only blind bag sports licensed in the industry.
Wow. And where can people go to find those?
They can buy those at Walgreens in Party City. Target has them on the shelves. Dick's Sporting Goods. They're also found online at our website.
Great. And what is your website?
It is www.partyanimalinc.com.
That's easy to remember.
Yes, it is.
And are you on social media as well?
Yes, we are. At Party Animal Inc. at Teeny Mates.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Beth Bonovich, for joining me today from Party Animals. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm Michelle Jerson at the 2020 Toy Fair here in New York City.
Coming up next, we are going to talk to the owner of Masterpieces, which is just an incredible puzzle company. They go far beyond your traditional puzzle, as well as a father-daughter team of Celestial Buddies. I love both of these brands because it involves the entire family. Masterpieces, the owner, used to be a baseball player, and now he has this thriving company that he hopes to leave to his daughter one day, but she has some other aspirations. We'll hear from her as well as the father-daughter team of Celestial Buddies. More coming up in a few. I'm Michelle Jerson, the Passport Mommy. And don't forget, you can follow us on social at Passport Mommy on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can always head to the website, passportmommy.com.
Passport Mommy with Michelle Jerson. Motherhood is a journey. Joining you on your greatest adventure, here's Michelle Jerson, the Passport Mommy.
What you're about to hear are two more interviews from brands that I had the pleasure of meeting at the 2020 Toy Fair, as well as my product endorsement of the week.
We are here at the 2020 Toy Fair at the Jacob Javits Center, and I am here with David Rolls with Masterpieces Incorporated. David, you have an incredible background, and what's around me is even more incredible. Tell me about Masterpieces.
Well, thanks for having me, first of all. 25 years ago, I was a minor league baseball player, home with a back surgery, and sat around the table with Dad, and we were talking about what could be my next career, because things weren't looking real good.
Wow.
Being home from surgery. So we contemplated the puzzle business because they come home at night and they'd enjoy building a puzzle to relax after a stressful day with their own business.
Right.
And 6 years later, when I was done, the day afterwards, I was in the puzzle business.
That's incredible. So how does one get into the puzzle business?
The concept came about because because they took a trip and was lacking in really good art because that they enjoyed puzzles so much that we really had an eye for looking at what would be good art. Just like people enjoy art, we enjoy art on puzzles. So
Right. So tell me, what all around me, there's all different types of puzzles for different ages. You have some licensees. What am I looking at here?
We have puzzles from 2-piece to 2,000-piece.
Okay.
So we want to tailor the 2-piece, the small ones for the kids, and usually something they can learn from it. So we tie a little bit of fun education into the kids stuff, and then for adults, everybody has an idea what makes a good puzzle for them, but for us, we try to keep every puzzle pretty busy. Something that doesn't have a lot of grass, doesn't have a lot of sky, doesn't have a lot of black.
Right.
We call it puzzleizing our puzzles.
Right.
So we try to make sure we puzzleize all of our puzzles.
Yeah, I'm looking at one right over here, a fresh juice stand, and it's a whole scene it's just amazing. Where does that one take place?
Farmers markets are real popular right now. Every city, every town seems to have a farmers market, and they're so colorful, so fun. All the fruits and vegetables and flowers and things that could make a great puzzle.
Yes.
So we've added a line that's really popular called Farmers Market. So we've got different rural markets, urban markets, really something for everybody.
And that brings people back too, I feel, if they've been to a market or any place that they've traveled to, it really brings you back to that moment as you're building the puzzle.
Right. We try to capture the essence of the artist's career. You capture that. We give biographies on the back of the boxes to talk about the artist, and we try to do all we can to really have that person who's building that puzzle really enjoy that experience.
Right. Okay. So let me look. I see some Hershey Kisses and Reese's peanut butter puzzles. Will you tell me about those?
We found candy to be super popular in puzzles. Mm-hmm. Collages candy, and we worked on a license with Hershey's. So we photo collage different puzzles. Hershey's will actually send in a pallet of boxes of candy.
Wow.
So we'll have boxes of candy laid around, and we make these nice collages out of all these candies. And now we've actually gone out to artists and had them create different scenes, like a candy factory. Think of Charlie and Chocolate Factory. So we created an old chocolate factory, an old store, like an antique Hershey store, candy store. So we're having fun with it. We're even taking Hershey's into games. So with checkers, you play checkers, and the kings are the Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh, I saw those over there, and the little Hershey,
and the Hershey Kisses.
Yeah.
So we really like to have fun with the brands and really bring that essence of the brand into our product.
Right, which is great because it's perfect for kids and adults. I mean, who doesn't love to? Do you find adults that are playing your games, they start, eating the product, or they want to go eat the product?
Right. What I found is a lot of people are like closet puzzlers.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I gotta tell you, I build puzzles till 3 a.m.
Right.
I can't put that puzzle down.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of fun to hear those stories.
Absolutely. I imagine it's a good stress relief. And I'm thinking, as I'm talking to you, I'm thinking, you know what? I think I need to start doing puzzles.
Well, that's how it all started for Masterpieces.
Yeah. And do people, after they make the puzzle, is there a way to glue it or to keep it, and they want to hang it up?
Good question, because glue is our number one item as a company. We sell more puzzle glue than a puzzle. So we do sell puzzle glue. We even sell frames so customers can frame it when they're done building it too. So puzzle glue and frames are what we sell a lot of.
I can imagine, because it would be perfect even for a kid's nursery or for your living room. I mean, there's such beautiful scenes right here.
Absolutely. We have a few in our cabin. We have a few at home. Wonderful ones in the office. So about any theme or subject you like, we can usually find a puzzle here for you.
Yeah. So David, I see you have some of your family here today. Who is the beautiful girl next to you right here?
This is my daughter, Kelsey.
Hi, Kelsey.
Kelsey's 12, and she's the future of Masterpieces.
Nice. So does Kelsey test all of these before they go to market?
She tests a lot of them, and she's our one that really tells me things I should not be doing.
So Kelsey, what's your greatest advice for your dad?
Keep Making Spot It.
Keep Making Spot It?
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Gotcha.
All right, what's your least favorite?
I don't know. I like all of them.
Good answer. You've trained her well. Well, that's why they're all on the market. Nice. So, Kelsey, are you taking over the company?
I don't know. Maybe.
You might be a doctor.
Yeah, I want to be a doctor.
I like that idea. I think that's wonderful. And then you can offer your patients these puzzles. Maybe if they're sick, you could say, hey, take one of these home, work on this while you're out from school, right? Working it together. So where can people go to find more information?
Wow, masterpiecesinc.com.
Thank you so much, David Rolls. I really appreciate you joining me today. Thank you. And I am standing in the Celestial Buddies booth, and these are so cute. What I'm seeing around me, I have with me Jonathan Silbert and Jesse Silbert. Thank you guys so much for joining me today.
Thanks for asking.
Absolutely. So tell me, what are these little buddies that I'm seeing around here?
They're plush planetary pals, and they're educational toys to introduce young children to the planets and the solar system.
That's so educational. Oh, what's this little guy back there?
So we have the entire solar system, starting with the sun. So the sun, Earth, Moon, Mars is this little red guy right here with the hair.
Oh, cute.
And we go all the way to, here's the Pluto and Charon. So Pluto, they're stuck with magnets. And then this little guy is the famous one. So his friends are a little jealous because he got to travel to space. And so you can see he made friends with astronaut Ann at the International Space Station.
That's incredible. So Ann brought him. Wow.
Yeah, official astronaut.
Very nice. And what we're looking at here, because it's radio, we're looking at little planet Earth.
Little planet Earth.
Yes. He's adorable. He has 2 hands, feet, and he has basically the map on his body to show planet Earth and the water all around him.
And this was our newest one. He's the bigger version. And he's a little bit more accurate as far as continents go. He even has Antarctica on his butt. And he also has like a little bit of like facts as far as how to be kind to him.
That is perfect. So it's educational. It's so educational, and they're really adorable. And you designed these?
I did about 10 years ago. I started with 4 of them. And we had, I think, a table. We were like tucked away in a corner at the back of Toy Fair, and steadily growing since then.
That's amazing. I really think it's just so incredible how businesses get started and how brands get started. And the fact that this is just 10 years old, that's not, you haven't been around that long, yet you have this incredible product line.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been good because it's growing, but not so fast that it's hard to maintain it.
Right. Okay, so you're a proud dad.
I'm a proud dad. She dreamed this idea up about 10 years ago, as she said. We started here in the launch pad 9 years ago with 4 prototypes, that is, individual prototypes, no product. And we actually started making some sales, much to our amazement. Time magazine said we were one of the top 10 toys for young geniuses. And, you know, suddenly this thing that was an idea and then a hobby began to turn into a company. And after a few years, we paid back all the investment expenses, started to add products to it one by one, or sometimes 2 a year. And then we got our biggest boost in March of last year when Elon Musk, much to our surprise, decided to send our little Earth up to the International Space Station on the Crew Dragon space capsule using one of the SpaceX rockets. Totally to our surprise. We had no idea it was coming, except that I noticed a flurry of orders the night before from what turned out to be locations where SpaceX is headquartered. And the next morning, there it was, arriving at the International Space Station, and the orders just knocked us through the roof.
How incredible. How amazing.
It's an amazing experience. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we recovered from that. We managed to get our factory to work double time, and things returned to what I call a new normal, not like it was before, not quite what it was at its peak, but definitely a much higher level of productivity for us.
It definitely broadened our audience. We're mostly in science stores and museums across the U.S. and abroad, but this gave us a broader audience, I think. People that weren't familiar with us.
Right, exactly. And so where do you go from here? What's next?
No, she's working on a couple of ideas.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of ideas. So it's about finding the right partners to manufacture those in the right amount of numbers, because again, we don't want to do things at a very big scale. Keep it small, close to the heart.
Yeah. So where can people go to find these adorable planets?
Well, there are a lot of, right here in New York, there's a Museum of Natural History that carries them. Many of the big science museums and planetariums around the country. Well, there are a lot of, right here in New York, there's a Museum of Natural History that carries them. Many of the big science museums and planetariums around the country. Lowell Observatory, where Pluto was discovered just 90 years ago last week. The Griffith Observatory in California. Lots and lots of museums of various sizes all across the U.S. and several in Europe as well. I just filled a new order for the Steno Museum in Denmark. That was one of our
Australia too.
Yeah, in Australia, New Zealand, and various places in Europe. So it's been a lot of fun watching it grow, seeing this little daughter here succeed, and for somebody like me, who is basically a retired judge trying to keep himself busy, I am succeeding in keeping myself busy in a very enjoyable way.
I don't doubt it. Well, I think it's incredible. Your story just warmed my heart. I'm really glad that I got to interview you both, and I wish you continued success.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm Michelle Jerson, the Passport Mommy, here at the 2020 Toy Fair. So I have, as you know, a 3-year-old and a 9-month-old. And so I always love discovering the latest new products, or just products that have been on the market for a while that I personally find extremely helpful. So I was searching for a wagon to take to the beach, because last year we moved to a neighborhood that's very close to the beach. And I was so envious of all the moms that just piled their kids and all of their gear into this wagon and pulled it onto the beach. So I found from Radio Flyer the convertible stroller wagon. This wagon is perfect. It is for ages 1 and over. Max weight is 150 pounds. So you will have this for a while. You could have 2, 3 children in there, depending on their weight. And what I love about this is the convertible stroller wagon combines the adventure of a wagon and the convenience of a stroller in one premium vehicle. It's a traditional wagon, pull handle in the front, and a fold-away stroller handlebar on the back. So this is perfect. Let's say you're going through the airport and you want to put your little guy in a stroller, but then you want a wagon for your trip down to Florida for when you get there for the beach. This is ideal. You can keep little ones as young as 12 months safe and comfortable. There are 2 5-point safety harnesses and rear brakes. So this is so much safer than even just your regular wagon that you might use onto the beach. It is very thoughtfully designed with parent features like cup holders and adjustable height handles. It makes it the ideal vehicle for your whole family. And I know that my daughter and son love to spend time together and to play with each other. And so to be able to put them both in this wagon and have them contained, and then to be able to go places knowing that one is not going to run away while I'm strolling the other one, is really nice to know. It also has a great roll-up UV protection canopy that blocks the sun. It features DuraClean 2.0, the highest quality fabric, which is durable, easily cleaned, and made to last. So if you are in the market for a wagon that is also a stroller, you have the best of both worlds in this convertible stroller wagon by Radio Flyer. You can find it on Amazon.
Motherhood is a journey. Joining you on your greatest adventure, here's Michelle Jerson, the Passport Mommy.
We are here at the 2020 Toy Fair at the Jacob Javits Center, and I'm here with Aritza Schwartzman from Gridley Games. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love what you have going on here with Gridley Games.
Thanks, Michelle. And we're really excited to be here. This is our 12th year. We've been designing family board games, family educational board games with STEM. And then we got excited and we got into STEAM kits, and we started designing kits that have both science and art activities in them. And we call it the Just Add line. It's a whole line of activities that it all includes science and art in each box, and it's Just Add. So you can just add milk or sugar or glue or sun. And our new ones are egg, baking powder, or baking soda, I should say, and fruits and veggies. So it really crosses gender. It's for ages 5 and up. Some of them are a little bit older for 8 and up. But it really gets the kids exploring and discovering and learning all about a topic and seeing what all they can do. And our games with the STEM, they really have a fun way to learn STEM without even realizing they're doing STEM. We have a three-dimensional graphing game that won a Men's Award that teaches kids how to do three-dimensional thinking, and they don't even realize they're doing it until they're doing it. So we try to really have an opportunity for kids to play in a fun and unthreatening environment that leaves them excited about learning and discovery.
Yeah, and I love how it crosses over, that if somebody's doing one thing, they might not think, oh, they're also doing science while they're cooking. And so tell me how you can...
Right, so even like in our Wise Alec game, our Wise Alec family game, it's based on over 1,000 questions in school curriculum in history, science, and spelling. It's won tons of awards. But it's won tons of awards because it's really open play. We have an easy and a hard question for every kid, for every question, and a really fun section of cards called Wise Alecs, which are mind teasers and tongue twisters and things to promote healthy and active lifestyles. They might have to drop and do 10 push-ups. They might have to lose 2 points because they passed gas. So when the kids are having a lot of fun, they're also doing the math of adding 3s and 5s and 7s and minuses of 4s, and they don't even realize they're doing the math element while they're playing the game.
Right, exactly. So walk me around a little bit with some of the other products we have here.
Okay, so our Wise Alec is it's kind of where we started. We had, it did so well that we've also had our travel edition, so they come in 5 topics in human body, invention, civilizations, nature, and sports. And then we have a game for 4 and up, what we call Wise Alec Junior. It's 4 games in 1, charades, memory, and a counting card game. And then you use those cards to create a story with a storyboard. I told you a little bit about Rocket Lander, that is our 3-dimensional graphing game. And we have Oversight, which is another Mensa winner. It's a 4-in-a-row style game, but it's on a dynamic board, so it's as easy to learn as Connect 4, but you're learning the same skills that you use in chess, so logic and critical thinking and problem solving. And then we have Rainbow and Storms, which is where you make your own board game kit. You get over 200 stickers, and you can make your own board, but then the kids can create their own rules and they can change it up.
Oh, nice.
And then we have a couple other games. We have Chronicles of the Mind, which is just a party icebreaker, but you can turn it into a game and vote whether it's true or false and make it, that can be quite interesting.
Right.
Words of the Wise is an ABC mind teaser where you do your ABCs in chronological order with tools to keep it going. And then we have a hand-eye coordination game, which is an ancient precursor to Jacks called Five Stones. And we have Show Me the Quan, which is a word game that you don't have to be a great speller to play, because I'm not a good speller. And it's a fun party-style game. And then, of course, all our kits with Just Add Sun, Just Add Glue, Just Add Sugar, Just Add Milk, Just Add Egg, Just Add Fruits and Veggies, and Just Add Baking Soda.
And so what happens? So you have the kit, and then you add the ingredient.
Like Just Add Sun, you can make sundials, and you can make your own sun clock, but when you open the box is actually a solar oven. You can actually cook right here in the box. So we try to make all of our packaging reusable, recyclable, repurposing. We encourage the kids, we have things where they decoupage, and they can decoupage the box and use it as their keepsake. And so we really try to have our quality product. We're a small company with all women that are moms, and now I'm a grandma.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Wow.
It's really fun. And so we try to bring quality educational toys that explore and open the minds of children.
Right, that's wonderful. Where can people go for more information?
Definitely can go to our website, which is gridleygames.com, and you can find our products online, and we would love to answer any questions anybody has, so please contact us.
And thank you so much for listening to my coverage of the 2020 Toy Association's Toy Fair at the Jacob Javits Center. If you would like to hear some other interviews I did also at the Toy Fair, just head to the website passportmommy.com and go to the audio section, and there you'll be able to see all of the past episodes, including my coverage of the Toy Fair. Have a wonderful day.